Well, it's happening. Dogecoin is going to the literal moon. I mean, the physical moon. A company is using Dogecoin to fund a mission to space. And I am not kidding whatsoever. This is the end of society as we know it. Or is this a brand new beginning? It could go honestly either way. So let's talk the logistics of this launch into space using Dogecoin, what it means for Dogecoin, and how you can actually earn money off of your Dogecoin now if you have a holding in this wild ride of a cryptocurrency. This is going to be a lot of fun. So as a brief recap here, Dogecoin had a weird week to say the very least. So the week started out at around 40 cents. I mean, this has been completely volatile up and down for the last couple months, trending upwards though. Always when you zoom out, things look pretty darn good. But, on a day-to-day basis, especially if you happen to be looking at your portfolio, you might be cheering 1 minute and then just like hating yourself the next minute. But anyways, it started the week at around 40 cents, jumped up to 68 cents at one point. This is all in a matter of like days or hours in some cases. Jumped up to 68 cents, then down to 52 cents. Remember, each of these jumps and bumps is billions of dollars, multiple billions of dollars gained or lost or put into the system, circulating, not circulating. So it went down to 52 cents and then jumped back up to 72 cents at its peak for the week in anticipation for Elon's appearance on Saturday Night Live and just hoping that he does something to just make this thing break that $1 barrier that seemed so impossible a couple months ago. But, reality is sometimes better than fiction. Here we are, at the brink of $1. And then the appearance didn't really go as expected and it kind of tanked more than 20% after Elon was on Saturday Night Live and called Dogecoin a hustle. Now, I don't think it was 100% him calling it a hustle or his appearance not being, not hitting the lofty hopes that so many people had for this appearance. It was also just kind of a classic buy the hype, sell the news kind of scenario where a lot of people were saying, watch out because it could be a day before, it could be 12 hours before where the actual peak happens. And then, during the appearance, it drops. And that's exactly what happened. And if you've been investing for a while, this is a pretty common thing, even with things like earnings calls, any kind of big news, any kind of big lawsuit where someone might make money. There's a lot of times it's a buy the hype, sell the news kind of scenario where the price goes up in anticipation of that thing happening and all the gains are made before the actual thing happens. It's pretty common. So Doge has had a bit of a rough price decrease, but things are getting revitalized as news just came out today, as I mentioned earlier, that Dogecoin is going to the literal moon. Now, this all started out with a meme. We're going to really break this down, the logistics, everything you need to know. This all started out as a meme. Let's pop over to the computer here. This was a tweet by Elon Musk who said SpaceX is going to put literal Dogecoin on the literal moon. And of course, this made a whole bunch of people excited. However, if you look at the date here, it was April 1st. So it's like, okay, this is a great tweet, but it's April 1st. Will this really happen? We weren't really sure. And we haven't really heard much about Dogecoin going to the literal moon. We hear, the hypothetical moon every single day, but the literal moon, we haven't really heard much about it. Well, it turns out this is actually going to happen, and it wasn't just an April Fool's tweet. So this company, Geometric Energy Corporation, you can see their tweet today. They had a press release as well, which we're going to take a look at in a second. Proudly announces the Doge 1 mission to the moon. The first ever commercial lunar payload in history paid entirely with Doge. It will launch aboard a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. Now, here's the actual press release. SpaceX to launch Doge 1 to the moon, exclamation point. Here's a quote from the CEO of Geometric Energy. Having officially transacted with Doge for a deal of this magnitude, Geometric Energy Corporation and SpaceX have solidified Doge as a unit of account for lunar business in the space sector. I mean, they literally have done that. This mission will demonstrate the application of a cryptocurrency beyond Earth orbit and set the foundation for interplanetary commerce. This is kind of mind-blowing, to be honest, because it actually does give so much more legitimacy to this as a cryptocurrency. I don't think any other cryptocurrency can say it's been used to fund a mission to space. Probably not even all countries' currencies can say that they've been used to fund missions to space. It really does give it more legitimacy, and it just makes you think like, this is getting more and more real. And I just don't want to, I just don't know what to think. You know, we're in a situation where it's like, do you really want to buy into an investment that is altered by a Saturday Night Live appearance or a launch to the moon? I mean, that's your decision to make. All I know is it's entertaining and exciting. So let's go deeper into this. Here we have an article on CNBC where there's a quote from SpaceX's Vice President of Commercial Sales who said that Doge 1, the mission, will demonstrate the application of cryptocurrency beyond Earth orbit and set the foundation for interplanetary commerce. We're excited to launch Doge 1 to the moon. That's a quote directly from SpaceX. I mean, what better company to do this launch? Also, one thing I want to point out here, I have started a Patreon. We are just getting in the swing of this, and I have limited the number of patrons that we're accepting for this first round because I want to make sure to do everything perfectly here. So if you're interested in supporting a little bit further, getting buy alerts on all my crypto and stock buys, getting actual research that I do, in like a paper form posted on my Patreon, check that out. There's a limited number, 69 of this category, 420 of this category, 69 of this category. So make sure you hop on that sooner than later because I'm closing it after these are done for this first release. So go ahead and check that out if you're interested. On from here, this is the actual Geometric Space Corporation's website. And I really wanted to learn a little bit more about this mission. Like, what exactly is going on here? What are they launching? Is it like actual just the cryptocurrency in some kind of crypto wallet being launched? There's a lot of logistics that weren't exactly clear on that press release. So this is their actual website. We can scroll down here. This is the countdown to launch, 418 days, 4 hours, 6 minutes, 29 seconds until they launch paying with Dogecoin. Now, going into this a little bit further, it's actually not quite as expensive as I thought, or I guess let's just take a look at the details here. So this is the press release on their actual website. So it says we'll deliver 12 6U CubeSats to low Earth orbit on this launch. So I'm not a rocket scientist, so I had to look up some of this. And CubeSats, we can pull over to the NASA website. I'm referring to NASA on a Dogecoin video. This is absolutely nuts. So CubeSats are built in various sizes. They can be 1, 2, 3, or 6. I actually read it on another website that there's a larger size than that as well. But according to on the NASA website, it goes up to 6, and each unit, each U is 3 pounds. So we can do some math here as to what this would cost. I found out that a SpaceX launch costs about $57 million, which comes out to $2,500 per pound on the launch. Now, a 6U CubeSat unit being about 18 pounds comes out to about $45,000 per 6U CubeSat. And they are reserving 12 units, so that's $540,000. But it's actually even cheaper than that because they're doing this as a kind of ride share, as you can see here. So they're probably not going to pay that full $540,000. They are kind of building up the hype here, and they're reserving allocations for other companies to send these micro satellites out as well. And it's kind of it's kind of a genius marketing idea that they're using the Dogecoin, and then they probably pay that $540,000, and then each unit is $45,000. They might sell that unit for $100,000, make some profit on that. Plus, they're sending their own small satellite in order to do some observing of the lunar surface and some spatial observing, they're saying. So it's kind of a unique idea, but they're paying for this all with Dogecoin. So that means they're paying about $500,000 in Dogecoin. They'll recoup some of that. But in order to pay with Dogecoin, SpaceX is actually accepting Dogecoin in this transaction, which is absolutely amazing in my opinion. Now, moving on from here, there's actually some more news today, which is that Dogecoin can now earn interest on Gemini. They're offering a 2.25% APY on Dogecoin held in Gemini. So for those who are long on Dogecoin, which there's actually more and more people who are now long on Dogecoin, you can earn interest as well as, hopefully it increasing in price. Now, a 2% interest rate on a potentially 500% return or whatever you're aiming for is kind of peanuts. Now, there is an even better way to do this. There's a site that I use called KuCoin. And right now we're pulled up on the Doge lending market. And the lowest offer right now, meaning you would get accepted at this offer, is 15.33%. So what this means is if you hold Dogecoin in this account, or you buy it with this account and then just lend it out, let's say you had $1,000 in Dogecoin, you would earn $150 in interest minimum. And that's not even compounding. So because this is either lent out 7 days, 14 days, or 28 days. So it'd probably come out to more like 20% interest after compounding. So $1,000, you would earn $200 in Dogecoin interest holding it in this account. And this is a site that I actually use for pretty much all of my crypto transactions at this point. They let you buy, sell, lend, stake coins, do all sorts of stuff on here. I'll have that link down in the description. If you use that link, you'll receive some discounts on trading fees as well, but I'm really happy with this service. And I mean, 15% interest, that's pretty freaking wild. So that's gonna do it for this update. I hope that this was entertaining, informational. I hope that your Dogecoin holdings go to the moon along with the actual Dogecoin going to the moon. I would just like to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a profitable day.